Hey, what's up, guys? Just getting started. I'm gonna bring up the YouTube chat now. Let's fix that up. All right, should work. And I'm gonna share this video to my Discord channel. Ping YouTube. Live now. MD, what's up? Welcome to the stream. So today, what I'm gonna do is, if you guys just chat at me, if you guys ask me any questions you have, I'll be answering them when I see them. Otherwise, I'll just be sort of just prowling through social media and just seeing what people said about the May SAT in social media. So, first social media I'm going to use is Discord, just because I've been really busy, so I've not been able to catch up on my server. So I'm going to catch up on what people have been saying here. All right. Wait, I'm gonna check a very boring setting. Now, again, I'm encouraging you guys, if you're watching, to just ask me any questions that you have. Just a general sense that I've been getting. Louise, what's up? General sense I've been getting from the people so far is that it's actually today's test wasn't that hard, or yesterday's test rather, because you're international. Yesterday's test wasn't really that hard for you guys. The reading and the math wasn't so bad for you guys. So let me know what you guys think. Should I do a little poll? A little poll. How was March SAT reading and writing? Worse than expected. Harder. Easier, better. All right, so the poll should be going up on my YouTube chat. And meanwhile, I'm just gonna quickly mess around with my Discord. I'm gonna just check something right now in my Discord server. The heck? That is confusing. So you guys have no... Wait, are you guys answering the poll right now? Okay, you guys aren't really answering the poll. Okay. Yeah, so let me know what you guys thought about the March SAT, or sorry, the May SAT. Twelfth APAC SAT cylinder. So I should be able to see this. Huh. Really crazy to me. Okay, I'm trying to mess with something on my, but This is not really working. Okay, so harder than expected. Okay, that's the first time I heard that today so far. Right now we have 2 votes saying it was harder than expected. The March SAT reading and writing. R and W, by the way, means reading and writing. It means English. So just don't be confused about that when you're answering the poll. Let's see. And I need to catch up on our SAT chat. It's been a while. Hey, absolutely, and Aditya, what's up? Welcome to the stream. You got stretched on lookalike options. Lookalike options. Lookalike options. As a whole concept, Sudeep, is your score between 630 and 680? Is your score between 630 and 680 for the SAT? Or for the reading and writing, I mean? Oh, right, I forgot to change the name of my thing. You got 600, okay, yeah. The whole mentality that there is, for you, the fact that lookalike options exists means that your score is not 700. That's kind of what I was thinking. So I wasn't, my range was incorrect, but you are, the fact that you even think there are lookalike options means that there's something in your studying and there's something in your approach that's just off, okay? Lookalike options is a figment of the imagination. You have to realize that that's bullshit. It doesn't exist. So that's something to examine there. But really quickly, I do need to change the name of the stream because everyone got really confused by it because I forgot to write quotation marks. I actually didn't take the May SAT. I think I wrote this in a rush and then you. All right, me. All right. No, so just to answer your question, I did not take the May SAT. I was not, officially, I am not allowed to. I know some tutors were able to kind of get through the system and they were able to take the May SAT. I think that was probably a mistake on College Board's side because officially the policy is that anyone who is not taking the SAT for college admissions purposes is, at this moment, they're not allowed to, okay? Back in the past, during the paper SAT, that was not the policy. I was allowed to take the test, but right now, officially, I'm not allowed to take the test. So it's kind of weird that some tutors were able to take the test. I will try to I will try to register for the June SAT if possible, if the time works out. It's kind of awkward because I'm actually I'm going to be on vacation during that June SAT. But if the timing and everything works out, I'm going to try to take the June SAT. But the College Board may or may not let me, so we'll see what happens. Yep, so that's it for me. And what's going on here? You didn't take the May SAT. You took the March. You did really bad on the English. Is worth. I mean, if like, I always struggle with questions like this. Guys, is it worth learning vocabulary from Quizlets and stuff? The question is, what would you do if you weren't doing that? Okay? Like, if you're gonna be doing nothing with that time, okay, then of course it's better. Like, if you're just gonna be scrolling through TikTok for 30 minutes a day, of course it's better to be learning vocabulary from Quizlet. Yeah? Like, spend those 30 minutes doing something more productive. But conversely, if you're going to be making your own vocabulary list from all the practice tests that you are solving and you're going to create your own Quizlet set, I think that's better than using someone else's Quizlet just blind, right? And then if you're gonna somehow massage those Quizlet, those vocabulary words into your, school, like into your school assignments, like for every English assignment that you ever have, you're gonna start using those words from Quizlet in your day-to-day life. That's better. That's better than not using them, right? So you should be learning and growing every day, like all day, every day. Like it should be something that you're doing all the time. And so like if the question is, should I do this or should I not? Like, why not? Just do it. Just do it. Like, just do it. And then if you feel stuck, then you should ask then you can come to the place where you're asking a more specific questions. Like, how come I'm going through all this vocabulary, but I'm still getting these vocabulary questions wrong? Now you actually have a problem to solve. But right now, if the problem is, what should I do? Just do the thing first, or give me a better alternative. So yes, it's worth it. Like your time is not that valuable, right? Your 30 minutes is probably not that valuable. You're probably not a CEO of a $1 billion company or anything like that. Just do it, okay? Just do the thing, improve yourself, grow your knowledge, right? Learn new things. Just keep investing in yourself because it's gonna pay off. Let me see. You tried forming quick answers based on passage. Now on hindsight? Now on hindsight or not? Is it now or not? And it is really helpful. I think you're saying not in hindsight, but can't really tell what that question is saying. I haven't done the education question bank yet, and I have AP exams next week. So yeah, again, it's about trade-offs. What are you gonna do with that time? Like if you're gonna study biology, are you going to spend 30, like, do you even have time? Do you even have time, right? If you have no time, then don't do it, right? It's a matter of trade-offs. Like, it's like, is it more worth it the question should really be, is it more worth it for me at this time in my life on May 5th, right? On May 5th, when I have the biology test on like May 13th, I don't know the actual date of the biology test, but the biology test for AP is on May 13th. I have 8 days remaining. Should I spend 15 minutes a day reviewing Quizlet sets that I didn't even make, just some random person's Quizlet set online? Should I do that, right, for the next 8 days? Maybe not. Maybe you should just focus on your biology AP test. But maybe if you actually analyze your day-to-day life patterns, maybe you're actually not that effective with your time. Maybe you're spending, every time you go to the restroom, right? How long does it take to take a crap? What, like 3 minutes? If it's a bad crap. How long do you actually spend time in the bathroom? Maybe you actually spend 35 minutes in the bathroom every time you need to take a crap. Why? Because you're on Instagram, because you're on TikTok, because you're on YouTube, because you're on Reddit, because you're on Twitter for some reason as a 17-year-old, and you're spending 35 minutes on the toilet every time, every time you go to the bathroom. Huge waste of time. You could just be studying Quizlet vocabulary sets instead during that time, right? So it's really a matter of like the contextual. Yeah, you just sleep contemplate. Yeah, probably contemplating life is probably not that useful on May 5th, 2024. I almost forgot the year this year. May 5th, 2024. Probably it's better to be doing Quizlet sets. But is it better to be doing Quizlet sets for SAT vocabulary that some random person made online where the digital SAT doesn't really focus that much on vocabulary? Or is it more worth it to do Quizlet sets for AP biology? Probably right now it's better to do it for AP biology, right? Sudeep is asking us a very specific question. Let me go for this. How would I tackle this question? Romeo is blank American art. He almost never does any other art. He's dedicated to. Yeah, he's dedicated to. Engaged to. Ugh, that's not good. Who wrote that question? Engaged in is the better answer choice because it has more of the connotation of not doing anything else. But engaged in is also not a very good answer. You need something stronger than engaged in. So engaged in is better than associated with, but dedicated to, or consumed by, or a fanatic of, or What did I just give? I gave dedicated to, consumed by, or a fanatic of. Those three are all better than engaged in. Okay, so if both of those are answer choices, I disagree. I think they both are bad, but that engaged with or engaged in, is less bad. Okay, so that's kind of my thought process. Sudeep, are you practicing creating? Are you making these questions on your own? Because it kind of sounds like a student is making these questions on their own. Let me go into the Discord chat now. Zap in, May 4th, SAT thoughts. Here we go. Module 1 was normal. I did struggle a little bit on time. Here, just the fact that he wrote a big fat reaction is just worth my little heart here. Maybe -1 or -2. English Module 2 was surprisingly easier than the practice test. I made predictions. Answers almost always matched my predictions. I was a little sus about that, but I stayed confident in my predictions, moved on. There was a lot of social science, which I actually enjoy reading. There was one harder vocab question about capitalism in Africa and whether a researcher claim was extraneous or diffuse. I'm kind of confused about that, but okay. The other harder question was a transition question and graph question about economics. I honestly feel as my reading score increased, maybe even significantly, -5. Okay, so good luck on that. Awesome write-up. Good luck on the R&W. Math was normal, took more time, but it was easy. But got harder as normal, but then the questions got so time consuming. The questions are not hard, they just took a lot of time. Sounds like math module 2 was stressful. Where's the party popper? Okay, you guys are getting Aditya, you're getting distracted in long passages. Questions 11 through 15, you waste a lot of time on them, you start rushing. For those kinds of questions, it depends on your... Aditya, can you tell me what I'm gonna guess you're probably, you're scoring around 630 to 680. You're in 650 range, yeah? Oh man, I've been so behind. Sexy J. Oh man. Okay, Aditya. Honestly, there's probably a lot of things that could be improved. There's probably a lot of work for you to do. But I will say, if you're getting around 630, 680, the most important thing you can do for questions 11 to 15, let's pretend that you're taking the test tomorrow, right? The one most important thing you can change between now and tomorrow is do not do process elimination more than one time on the first run through. Wait, how come I can't speak? Say that. Let me say it again. For any given question, do not do process elimination more than one time during the first run through. Okay? Once you get through questions 1 through 27, and you finish 1 through 27, and then you come back to it during extra time, then you can do process elimination one more time, but do not do it more than once on the first time because you will waste time. that question is too hard for you. The fact that you're forced to do question process elimination more than once already means that it's too hard for you. Do not look at answer choice A and then B and then C and then D and then B and then D and then B and then D and then B and then D. That's a huge waste of time. Okay? You get to do it A, B, C, D. You do it once, make a guess, move on. Okay? Skip and return. Once you do that, you'll realize you actually have a shit ton of time at the end, okay? Even on the hard module, okay? Out of 32 minutes, you actually should be able to, especially if you're like scoring like 630 or something like that, you should be able to finish the 27 questions in like 27 minutes. You'll have 5 minutes or more left, and then you can go back and prioritize the more achievable questions. This is America, America. Huh. Okay, everyone's talking about reading, writing. Okay. Okay, I'm just double checking what everyone's talking about here. So yeah, let me know what you think about everything I just said. I'm just gonna keep reading through other people's stuff. Okay, everyone's having just very different responses. Sorry, I'm getting a phone call, which is... Let me take care of this. All right, kind of annoying issue that I'm just dealing with right now, and just that person is just contacting me right now. So let me, anyway, I'll be back. I'll be focused on this again. Let me just scroll through the math question. I'm seeing a teacher's question, but I'll come back right away after I scroll through all this. All right, people are just talking about a specific question here. Okay. All right, I just went through the SAT math. Let me go back to your chat. You're saying, what's the last thing you guys said? Okay, I'm gonna end this poll. It's actually very distracting, right? All right, ending the poll. So no one's saying it was easier, which is interesting. I'm guessing all of you are international. Who here is US? If you are US, please just quickly let me know. But I'm guessing all of you are international, because if you're US, it's a really bad time to be awake. I was looking at one of the videos of you solving a paper. Yeah, I mean, I make mistakes, obviously, but I would say the SAT is relatively easy for me. I think the SAT became a lot easier when they switched from paper to digital. The paper SAT was something that I actually felt that I needed to be on my toes for. The digital SAT, at least the practice test that I can see officially on the app, honestly, it's not like, it took me a while at the very beginning to get accustomed to the different question types or whatever. But once I got accustomed, I mean, the digital SAT is kind of easy for me. It doesn't stress me out. Which makes it boring, actually. I prefer a harder test. I prefer being challenged, and I like the challenge. I enjoy the challenge of potentially being embarrassed in front of you guys, in front of the internet. I like that challenge. But yeah, the digital SAT is so easy that like now I'm like, God, soon enough there's gonna be like 15-year-olds on YouTube that I'm competing with, man. Like, what the heck? like anyone can like stream this. So yeah, it's actually making me not want to do the SAT anymore. It's making me want to do something harder like the LSAT or the GMAT or whatever. They're harder. So yeah, I mean, no knock on you guys. For you guys, you have read much less than I have. I've read compared to you guys, I've read so many harder books. I've dealt with so many harder ideas because I've gone through my college curriculum. I've read old classics translated and whatever. I've read lots of poetry. I've read lots of economics. I've read lots of geopolitics. I've read a lot in my life, so I'm used to a lot of ideas that come out in generally academic or intellectual discourse. And so, of course, it's generally easier for me than it is for you because I've read more than you. Except for maybe a couple freakish ones of you. But I'd be impressed if any high schooler has read more than me. But yeah, I mean, the question is, how do you get to my level without reading as much as I have? You can kind of play a game where every SAT is an opportunity for you to grow in your reading skills and just commit to predicting your answers. Okay, if you predict the answers, you will get better. Math is so much easier. Yeah, and I think this is something that a lot of international students feel. Math is definitely easier than reading and writing because, it's we're working with something that's not. Yeah, that you can learn in your own native language, right? And plus, Americans are terrible at math. So the level of math in America is so much lower than the level of math in most Asian countries, right? And so, yeah, a lot of international field, and European countries even. It just level of math in America is really bad. So it definitely helps. The fashion and guitar bits are funny. They could have been expanded. Called back upon. Let me 13 ways of looking at a blackbird. Sorry, this is non-SAT, but since I'm catching up on. All right. So that was my quick response to a writing idea. Let's go back to chat. Math is easier. No, on Discord you cannot see both SAT and APS. You can. You can. I think I wrote this in the getting started. No, I wrote this in server guide. Yeah, I did write it here. I'm just gonna highlight this part here and zoom in a little bit. Ooh, ugly. I wish Discord UI could honestly be more responsive. I mean, come on, man. How come I can't collapse this thing? But anyway, oh, I can collapse this, right? Here we go. So you can actually manually select channels for other areas in Browse Channels. And so if you don't know where Browse Channels is, it's up here, Channels and Role, okay? Or down here in the server guide. If you go to the server guide, and you go to the Teams explanation, it'll tell you that you can change your channels, your help channels, okay? You go there, and then you can turn on and off the channels that you want, okay? Oh, so you're just joining right now. Hey. Qing Yuan. All right. You tried reading To the Lighthouse and got anxiety hearing the story of the author herself. Wait. Oh, Virginia Woolf. Duh. Actually, it's crazy. Haven't read Virginia Woolf, and I need to read Virginia Woolf. Like, I don't think I've read a single long piece by Virginia Woolf. So Mrs. Dalloway or Room of One's Own. Oh, dude, I need to make a book list, public book list page where I kind of have like a ranking of which book I'm about to read next. Maybe I should make that right now. Wait, if I do this right now, it's too public. So let me quickly hide this. No, sorry, wrong button. All right, you know what? I'm gonna quickly, because I've been so behind on things right now. So I'm just gonna make this book list real quick. To read. Wait, to read. Wait, what's like a word for a list? It's not a tier list because I'm not rating it. It's what's the word for like when you have like a list of things to do and you're prioritizing it? Oh, okay. In product management, it's called backlog. I guess I could say backlog. Okay, I don't like the backlog word because it does sound very product management-y, but array just sounds like it sounds very mathy, and yeah, it's just going to oh, it's very programming-y. Yeah, I want to have a dynamic list where hang on. Should I turn this into a database page? For now, I'll just leave it as a simple list. Yeah. So, right now, I want to read A Midsummer Night's Dream, and then I do want to read Virginia Woolf, A Room of One's Own. Wait. Yeah. A Room of One's Own. Billy Shakes. Okay, and there was actually another one, but I'm kind of forgetting which one. But anyway, there's that. Aditya, I will briefly let you know how to do the thing. The main reason you can't see anything is because what's it called? Because you're not a germ yet. You asked me this in YouTube, but the reason you can't see previous chat history is because you're not at level 1 yet. You can chat here till you hit level 1. Sudeep finished my reading videos. Enjoyed every bit. Thank you very much, Sudeep. And you would love to have me react to Dostoevsky. People keep wanting me to read Dostoevsky. It's actually, and you know why? I get it. Because in high school, Dostoevsky is so good. Because it's like beyond the level of just typical, it's beyond the level, it's like Dostoevsky, the Russians are so good to start with because it's not highly culturally specific. It's not about like 1920s Americans in Paris, you know? It's oftentimes about just like Russians in a sort of like oppressive society with like landlords, and you know, it's like a kind of normal experiences that are found across multiple cultures. So it's very easy to relate to the Russians, but the Russians are also fucking good at like kind of examining the psychology of that experience, right? And so Dostoevsky is really good to read. I loved Dostoevsky when I was your age. But I don't know. I just don't want to. I don't want to. It's like, here. Top of mind. The icebox. All right. Dostoevsky, Crime and Punishment. People keep asking me for Dostoevsky, Time and Punishment, so I'm gonna just leave. All right, I'm gonna leave them there. So that's me and Dostoevsky. Maybe I could kind of reread maybe a shorter one. I'd be more down to do Tolstoy actually. But War and Peace, God, that would be an insane thing to do on stream. That would take a long time to read. Like, dude, if I do a War and Peace weekly stream, my God, that would take me like a whole year, right? If I react to the entire thing, holy crap, I would have to do it twice a week. War and Peace, length 1,400 pages. All right, and then how the bell jar length. So it's about 6 times longer than the bell jar, and the bell jar I would read. I could read it in about a month, where I do 3 hours of live streaming a week. So I guess that would be about half of a year of just. I want to come back to that, Sudeep. But anyway, just half of a year, at least half of a year to read War and Peace, which, you know, it could be fun. Could be fun. You know, one of the hard things about doing this book club on a once per week cadence is that I actually start forgetting the characters too, because it gets a little overwhelming when I'm not reading every single day. I read a big chunk and then I rest, and then I read another big chunk a week later. I forget what I reacted to the previous week, so I might have to change my weekly reading cadence if I want to stay on top of these things. And actually, Sudeep, I just realized something. I didn't realize 100% what you were saying, but you said you finished my reading videos on YouTube. I'm assuming you're talking about SAT reading, right? You're not talking about my fiction and poetry reading, are you? Malin, Soviet country or post-Soviet country? Yes. Well, hey, if you have a book that you want to stand for me, you know, I could consider it. I can add it. Inbox, icebox. You know what? I'll call it the inbox. Inbox as in, I've been hearing that I should read this from people, but I haven't made my mind about it. So if you have a recommendation, just know that just because you recommend it does not mean I'm going to want to read it. But if you, and so there's a couple ways to get me to read, to get me motivated to read a book. The most direct way, the most sort of vertical way, is to figure out what I like, and then make a very detailed recommendation. Like, if you like this and this and this, like, like, I really think you would like this. But conversely, this is bidirectional. I have to also trust your taste to some extent. I have to trust that you have read a lot and that you also enjoy reading. So that is bidirectional, but that's the sort of vertical approach. The sort of horizontal approach is multiple people. Many, many people recommend the same book over and over again. So some combination of that is going to kind of start tipping me towards wanting to read that book. So if I kind of summarize that, it's like, actually, I don't know how to summarize that, but basically, if you know what I like, if I know what you like, and if lots of people are telling me the same thing, then I'm more likely to read that thing. So I'm happy to have recommendations from people. Yeah, Crime and Punishment. So many freaking votes. So many votes for Crime and Punishment. I don't know why everyone. I might have to just do it because everyone wants it. Jeez, I haven't read Crime and Punishment in like how many years now? Last time I read Crime and Punishment was probably like almost like almost like 17 years ago. It's been a long time. Yeah, so maybe. Sudeep, that's why I just realized something. The Odyssey is not a bad one. I prefer Iliad, but Iliad is harder for people. But the Odyssey is one that I would I would put it under War and Peace, and I would put it under Remove One's Own. So right now, I would say Odyssey is kind of lower on the ranking, but I would be down to read Odyssey. I'm just thinking about this right now. I'm still not too sure about Crime and Punishment. I still don't have a strong feeling about it, but I might need to. You know what? I'll create an interface where people can send me their reading requests via Notion. And maybe vote on reading requests. I'll probably have to create. I want to create this interface. I don't know if I have the time to create this interface, but yeah, Odyssey is one that I think I would want to read. Homer. Sudeep is doing a lot of reading. Malin is loving Crime and Punishment. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna wrap up the stream soon. It's been about an hour. It's getting close to an hour rather. Can you guys, if you guys have any other questions related to SAT, just let me know. I'm gonna kind of finish scrolling through my Discord server. Sudeep, though, honestly, if you're doing that kind of reading, your English language abilities will be growing pretty quickly. Good luck with this gap year. I mean, a gap year is a huge it's like a huge transition. I mean, it's such an unusual experience to have. So good luck with the gap year. I'm hoping that you are filling up your schedule. I don't know if schedule is the right word, but I'm hoping that you're filling in your time with really rewarding, some challenging, and meaningful experiences. And what freedom, I mean, I don't know how much freedom you actually have in terms of options, because options can cost money and time that you may or may not have, but what freedom you have, at least psychologically. You could really come out at the end of this gap year a totally new person. I don't want to say totally. We all have our roots, but you can undergo major transformation during this time. So I hope it's transformative for you. I hope you really. I would be excited to see what happens for you. So good luck with that time, and I'm really glad you're reading a lot. That's awesome. I think we live in the era of video, and not even just video. It's cheaply, inexpensively, quickly, and poorly produced video. That's the era we live in, and there's a lot of noise. And even me, man, my brain is it's just bombarded with noise, and whatever you do to kind of transcend that noise, I guarantee you it will pay off for life. It will make you different. Okay, it will make you different from sort of the mindless consumers, the mindless digesters of worthless content. Like, it will make you different to kind of feed yourself with better stuff. So good luck with that journey. I'm getting no questions, so it looks like I will end this stream very, very soon. I'm going to just finish off with, I did Wordle today, right? Let me just do connections, my connections. Oh, thank you for reminding me of David Foster Wallace. Yeah, right now I would put David Foster Wallace over Odyssey and under War and Peace, but Infinite Jest is one of those that I've had on my list. So that's currently where I am right now. Hey, I like this backlog. I'm glad that I have this right now that I can just use immediately. Oh, wait. So, Sudeep, I'm just realizing something. First of all, are you reading the Bell Jar with me right now? And no offense if you aren't reading the Bell Jar with me, but are you reading the Bell Jar with me? And second, if you and I, and other people, obviously, it's not just you and me, right? But unlike a lot of the other viewers, there's not a lot of viewers that I know that are currently committing to. There's one other reader. There's one other viewer that I know is basically committing to read whatever book with me. Zappin, who is a good guy. Okay, he's active in the server. Good guy. He's the one who did the write up for the the May SAT. And if you, me, Zappin, I would definitely prioritize the preferences of people who will commit to read. So, like, would you be reading along with me? And it sounds like you're already reading the Bell Jar along with me, so I didn't know that. That's awesome. Sudeep, I'm gonna guess you are in the Discord server. Maybe you're not, okay? But I actually don't know which one you are, so make sure to message me in books. All right, message me in books so that I can kind of start linking who you are, your YouTube self, to your Discord self, so that I recognize you when I see you in the Discord server. Okay. All right, back to connections. Oh wait, I don't have time now. Okay, it is 3:50. For me, it's getting close to my next appointment, so I'm gonna have to wrap up. It looks like there's no other real questions for me. So guys, congratulations on finishing your SAT, and good luck with the upcoming APs. And whatever challenge comes your way, I hope you look forward to that challenge as a good test of who you are, of what you've learned, of the skills that you've embodied, and take it on with some glee, some enjoyment. All right, so that's it for me. Quick announcement. For the next 2 weeks, I will not be doing these advice streams. Because I will be on a sort of, not exactly a vacation, but I'm going to be in a very sort of hectic travel schedule. I'm going to go to Seattle and then Toronto and then New York and then Hawaii. It's going to be insane. And so I will not be able to keep up my YouTube activities for the next 2 weeks, except for the one thing, which is the book club. Okay, the book club is the only thing that will be continuing in the next 2 weeks. 2 weeks from now, my intention is to relaunch my YouTube memberships under a new sort of concept. So it's like a rebranding of sorts. And I have some new ideas that I'm excited about for the YouTube memberships that I'm doing. And so you can just, if you're subscribing to me and if you have your notifications turned on for me, you will definitely get those. You will definitely get notified when I come out with the announcements. All right, so that's it from me. See you guys next time. Until then, keep on learning, keep on growing. Peace.